Hello yogis. This practice is about twisting. We'll also play with some arm balances and some back bends and inversions. So when you're ready, just come to stand in Tadasana at the top of your mat. Connecting with your breath, connecting with the Ujjayi. If you like to practice with Ujjayi, creating the gentle restriction at the back of your throat. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra or prayer at your heart, setting your intention or dedication for this practice. Moving mindfully, smoothly, with intention and focus. As you exhale, release your hands down towards the earth. And as you inhale, gather the energy as you turn your palms out and raise your hands up. Maybe gaze up towards the hands. As you exhale, turn the palms face down and swan dive, folding in Uttanasana, intense stretch. Feel free to bend your legs as the first round. Follow it to a halfway lift by bringing the hands on the shins and really lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, maybe fingertips stay in the earth, or repeat hands on shins if you need to. Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, belly in, ribs in. And this time step back softly to plank pose, nice and calm. Now feel that the core is drawing in, the rib cage is pulling in, the heels are pressing back into an invisible wall, crown of the head's extending forwards, arms straight. Feel the space between the shoulder blades. And on the next exhalation, just swivel both heels to the left and drip your right toes behind your left knee. Raise your right arm up on an inhalation and reach it forwards. As you exhale, just circle it down to the floor and come back to plank. And you'll swivel both heels to the right. And then you can drip your left toes behind your right knee, staying really light on the toes. As you inhale, you raise the left arm up, sweep it diagonally forwards, and circle it down towards the floor. Come back to plank and shift forwards again. Very slowly, like you're resisting gravity, lower all the way down to your mat. So chaturanga to the earth. Untuck your toes, get ready for cobra pose. Rising on an inhale and really driving the legs back. Exhale, soften back down. Again, cobra pose. Inhale, peel up the head and chest, lengthen the neck. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale. Cobra pose, pressing the little toe sides of the feet down, and then exhale, fold. Now this time curl up the toes, awaken your legs and core, and then press to plank as you exhale. And on the next exhale, you'll head to down dog. Make any movements, any adjustments, whatever you need to do. If this is the first downward facing dog of the day, fingers are spread, palms are grounded. Feels like the forearms are kind of lifting out of the wrist joints to help create space. Those outer arms really hug in towards the head, so really creating a lot of stability and strength through the arms. Lengthen through the sides of the body all the way to the outer hips, and eventually the legs are nice and active. Outer hips hug in, outer ankles hug in. And on the next inhalation, you'll just take the gaze forwards, reach your hips back, and just start to slowly walk your feet up towards your hands, maybe legs straight. Follow that to a halfway lift, inhaling, and then seal it off and fold, exhaling. And then on the inhale, you reach the arms out and up all the way towards the sky, maybe gaze up. And as you exhale, draw the hands to the heart center. As you inhale, reach the arms back up. Sun salutation A, nice and slow. Exhale, dive forwards, taking the hands down towards the earth, folding in Uttanasana, sliding the shoulders down your back. Inhale, halfway lift, keep the shoulders sliding down the back, and then step back to plank pose, nice and calm again. Shift forwards on an inhalation. This time it's your chaturanga as you exhale, so you can lower your knees if you need to. Untuck the toes, either rise in upward facing dog or repeat cobra. And then pull from the core as you transition back over your toes to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Find that stability and strength in the arms again. Keep continuing to lengthen through the sides of the body to the outer hips, and really reach those thighs back to send the heels down. Keep the quality of your breath calm, smooth, ujjayi. On the next inhalation, you'll take the gaze forwards, reach the hips back. As you exhale, just step softly, both feet forwards and together between the hands. Follow it to the halfway lift, and then seal it off and fold. Uttanasana. Inhaling, you reach your arms all the way up to the sky again. Soften the muscles around the base of the neck as you climb up, and then hands come to heart center. Exhale. Again, inhale. Raise your arms up, gathering the energy from the earth, through the legs, through the spine, to the fingertips. Exhale. Swan dive and fold. Uttanasana. Now halfway lift as you inhale, and this time you've got an option to step, or if you're ready to float, feel free. Just take your time. We'll meet back in downward facing dog as you're ready. Try to move mindfully wherever you are. Downward facing dog, you're going to start to walk your hands back towards your feet. The feet stay hip distance apart. Just grab the big toes with the first two fingers and fold on an exhalation. Now pull on the toes. As you press the toes down, arms will start bending and eventually legs straight. Outer hips hug in. Feels like you're squeezing an imaginary block between the thighs. Big toe to hand pose. Next inhalation, you'll straighten the arms and just poke the chest through, and then the exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Press walk into the top, shift the weight forwards into the hands as you lift your heels, try to float the feet between the hands. Move the hands forwards about a foot, foot and a half, come up onto the tippy toes and float the feet again between the hands. Just keep thinking of pressing the hands down, lifting the hips up, lifting the legs up and floating the feet all the way to the top of your mat. When you get to the top, follow it to that halfway lift again, and then fold, exhaling. Bend both legs and raise your arms, come into Utkatasana, making that shape of a chair, like you're sitting in a chair. Now the frontal pelvic bones lift up towards the lower ribs, and you're lengthening through the sides of the body, like what you do in downward dog. That energy is traveling through to the fingertips. Feel the weight transfer in the heels, and as you exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, reach the knuckles back, and then exhaling, you'll fold, getting the stomach on the thighs. Visualize the knuckles coming over the head as you slide the shoulders down your back so the neck is definitely spacious. Eventually, legs will start to straighten. Just follow your breath, nice and calm. No force, no strain for the whole practice. Next inhalation, release the bind of the hands and sweep the arms back up to Utkatasana. Then bring the right thumb into the right hip crease as you lengthen the left arm forwards. Pull the belly in and then slice the left elbow across to the right side of your leg. Hands will come back into prayer, elbows nice and wide, lengthen through the spine as you inhale. Pull in the belly and twist on the exhale. So a twisted chair. Continue just to use the exhalations to twist, keep softening the shoulders down and lengthening the crown out of the shoulders. Gaze to the floor, release the prayer towards the floor, and then inhale, raise the arms up. Bring the left thumb into the left hip crease, pull the belly in, lift the frontal pelvic bones and slice the right elbow across to the left side of the neck. Hands are in prayer again, elbows nice and wide, just mirroring exactly what you just did on the other side. Twisted chair. Gaze towards the floor, prayer towards the floor, then inhale, reach up, try and touch the sky. And as you exhale, circle the hands down to the earth, folding in Uttanasana. Now halfway lift, and again, either step or float or fly, chaturanga, and meet back in downward facing dog, no rush. Anytime you need to miss that chaturanga as well, you can just wait in downward dog. Okay, just Bring the left foot in towards the midline just a little bit. And on the next inhalation, you'll raise your right leg up. As you exhale, bring the knee towards your chest. Come up high on the left toes. Dome your back and step the right foot just next to the right thumb. Now look at your back foot. Just drop your back heel down. Make sure the toes are turned in. Coming onto the fingertips, engage the core, and then inhale, start to rise. Raising the arms up towards the sky, feeling the left rib cage wrap towards the front leg. Warrior One pose. Now the frontal pelvic bones gently lift up again towards the lower ribs. And then as you exhale, you're going to circle the hands down to the floor, frame the front foot. Come to one-legged plank, and then drip those right toes behind the left knee again, like we did in the warm-up. Reach the right arm up and forwards, and circle it down and coil the right knee in. Now tap your left elbow with your right knee as you drop your left heel, and then come to plank or one-legged plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, inhaling. Adha Mukha Svanasana, exhaling. Take extra breaths wherever you need, and then bring the right leg in towards the midline, and then raise the left leg up. On an exhale, you'll step the left foot forwards. Just check out the back foot, drop the back heel, lift the inner arch of the back foot. Hug the left hip in, engage the core, and as you rise on an inhalation, feel the right rib cage wrap towards the inner front ankle. Maybe the palms touch, or maybe you need to keep your hands shoulder distance, whichever works for you. There's definitely no force. On the next exhalation, circle the hands down to the earth. Coming to that one-legged plank, radiate the left foot back, crown forwards, and then swivel the left toes just behind the right knee. Raise the left arm up and forwards as you inhale. Circle the hand down, coil the left knee in, and tap the right elbow as you drop the right heel. Then come to plank or one-legged plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adha Mukha, exhale. Take extra breaths wherever you need, and then when you're ready, raise the right leg up. As you exhale, step it through, coming back to Warrior One, nice and slowly. So remember, lift the inner arch of the back foot, activate the back leg, descend in the front thigh. Think of the left butt cheek kind of unraveling to the inner front ankle. Then on the exhalation, circle the hands down to the floor. Coming to that one-legged plank again, radiate the energy back and forwards through the crown, and then drip the right toes behind the left knee. Pajravashistasana, circle the right hand down, and this time fall in triangle. Shoot the right leg across to the left and drop the left heel. Inhale, raise the left arm up. Reach it forward, circle it down. Come to plank or one-legged. Chaturanga, exhale. Stay nice and calm with your breath. Follow it to upward facing, and then back to downward facing dog. And then get ready for the left leg. As you inhale, you'll just slowly take it up. Knee towards the chest, step it through for that nice calm Warrior One pose. Remember the back leg's active. Remember the left hip is hugging in and the right rib cage is wrapping forwards as you raise your arms, following that nice calm breath. Next exhalation, circle the hands down towards the earth. Coming to that one-legged plank again, and then swivel, dripping the left toes behind the right knee. Raise the left arm up, reach it forward, circle it down, coil the left knee in and shoot it across to the right. Fall in triangle, drop the right heel and raise the right arm up. Reach it forward, circle it down. Plank or one-legged, inhaling. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg up, nearly there. Exhale, step the right foot forwards for Warrior One. Just following the breath now. Inhale, calmly rise. Take the hands up, maybe they touch. As you exhale, take them straight back down. Coming to a one-legged plank. Swivel the right heel over and just drip the toes. Maybe they don't even touch. Raise the right arm forwards. Shoot it across, floating fallen triangle. Hover the right foot if you can. Left heel is down. And reach the left arm forward, circling down. Plank or one-legged. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Left leg, when you're ready, slowly take it up. Exhale, step it through for warrior one. Remember, we're following the breath. Inhale, raise the arms, warrior one. Exhaling, take the hands straight back down. Come to that one-legged plank, and then drip the left toes behind the right knee. Maybe they don't touch the floor. Raise the left arm up, reach it forwards. Then floating fallen triangle. Shoot the leg across, the left foot's hovering, right heel is down, right arm up. Reach it forward, circle it down. Plank again, or one-legged plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adho Mukha, exhale. Good, settle the breath. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Padahastasana, standing on the palms of your hands if you can. Folding on an exhalation. If you can't stand on the palms of the hands, feel free to just grab the big toes again. Feel free to bend the legs as well. So definitely just work with whatever you've got going on. Spine is lengthening. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, walk the hands forwards and just lower the knees. Come to Sankalpa Mudra, bring the right palm on top of the left. Now we want to keep the spine nice and straight. And then on an exhale, just rock back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rock back, keeping that spine straight. Inhale, center. Exhale, rock back. So you really want to start to feel the quadriceps wake up. Every time you exhale, just rock back, keep the spine straight, the core switched on. Center on the inhale, rock back, exhale. Keep following the rhythm of your breath. This is just like a meditation. Nothing to do but just keep rocking back. Keep that circuit of energy in the arms. Keep the spine straight. If you don't feel it in the quads, you've got to start going back deeper. Okay, encircle the hands to the sacrum. Fingers can face up or down. Supported Ustrasana, so keeping the hands at the sacrum. The inhale, start to open the heart to the sky. On the exhale, you really want to press the hands into the upper buttocks and send them down towards the back of the knees. Keep the back of the neck nice and long so the crown's extending out of the shoulders. The shoulders just keep softening down. Breath is calm. Then the inhalation will bring you back to center. Exhaling, you'll sit on the heels if you can. Find your neutral spine so the tailbone descends down, the belly pulls in, shoulders soften down, crown lifts up. Settle. And you gently open the eyes. Inhale, open the heart to the sky. And then exhale, come to Anahatasana, sliding the hands forwards. The hips will come over the knees and coil in on an inhale. Melt the heart, the chin, or the forehead to the earth on the exhale. The pulsation, which feels quite nice after back bending, is to coil in on the inhale. There's a slight rounding of the upper back. And the exhale is to melt the heart, chin, or forehead down. Okay, feel free to stay here. If you're coming for the ride to Dolphin pose, you'll shift forwards, the shoulders will come above the elbows. You relax the head, breathe into the upper back, curl up the toes and straighten the legs. You can start to walk the feet in towards your elbows for Dolphin. Now keep the shoulders above the elbows, keep the biceps nice and switched on and the inner elbows grounded. And then you'll step the feet a little bit more forwards and raise the right leg up. Either stay here in the Ekapada variation or see if you can pick the left foot up off the floor. You really don't want to kick too much and you don't want to be kicking your legs around in the air. It's just got to be a little hop if anything. Eventually it just pulls up off the floor. Pincha mayurasana, steady. And then slowly, Feet went up, make your way back to Dolphin. Then everyone, wherever you are, head to a forearm plank. Activate your core with an inhalation. Expand from the core, release your hips to the floor for Sphinx. And we're adding Ardha Bakasana, or a half frog in Sphinx. Reach the right hand back, grab the inside of the foot. On an exhalation, press down onto the top of the foot. And really just think of bringing the heel to the outside of the right hip. The left forearm still pressing down, the chest is lifted, and the left leg still driving back. Breath calm. Next exhalation, gently release, swapping sides directly. Reach the left hand back, grab the inside of the left foot. On the exhale, just press onto the top of the foot, bringing the heel just to the outside of the left hip. Right leg still reaches back. Keep pressing down through right forearm. Lengthen sternum forwards and up. And then as you exhale, release. Release to the earth. Take the hands in prayer above the crown of the head for a pranam, or prostration, full body surrender. Then interlace the fingers behind your back. As you inhale, lift the head and chest for Locust variation, Shavasana. Either keep pressing the tops of the feet down or lift the legs up if you can. Legs are straight, back of the neck is nice and long, breath is calm. Release the hands next to the lower ribs, then rise in upward facing dog by pressing the tops of the feet down, and then back to downward facing dog. Settle the breath, settle the spine down. Next inhalation, you'll raise the right leg up. Now as you exhale, bring the knee towards the nose and step it through, and lower the left knee, untuck the toe. Keep the fingertips in the floor, untuck the back foot. Inhale, start to straighten the right leg, just Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, re-bend the right leg, shoulders down, chest up. Inhale, start to straighten the right leg, Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, re-bend the right leg. One more time. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, raise your arms up for koundinyasana. Now this variation, I want you to take a half bind by taking the right hand behind your head. The left hand can rest on your right elbow to really help that right hand go further down the back. It's kind of like you're patting yourself on the back. Press your head into your arm. Just feel this half bind as you then raise the prayer up to the ceiling, and then exhale, prayer to the heart. Now slice that left arm across the other side of your right leg again, like what we did with that chair variation. Elbows nice and wide. Find the crown extending away from the shoulders. Curl up the back toes, straighten the back leg. Now look towards your right foot, and then you're going to take a calm, confident step forwards with the left. Now lift your heels, bending in the legs. Take the hands flat to the mat, facing forwards. Both knees have swiveled to the left. You're going to stack your right leg on top of your left arm, side crow. The shoulders stay in line with the elbows. Keep the legs tucked in for now. And then exhale, chaturanga if you can, or just step back. We'll be back in downward dog. Okay, just doing that on the other side, starting from the beginning. Left leg, inhale, take it up. Exhale, step it through, lowering the right knee, untucking the toe. On the inhale, you'll start to straighten the left leg, coming to Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, rebend the left leg, shoulders slide down, the back heart lifts up. Inhale, start to straighten. Exhale, rebend. Last time. Koundinyasana, raising the arms up as you inhale. Press into the front foot and back foot. Then take the left hand behind your head like you're patting yourself on the back on this side. Press your head into your arms so your chin is lifting up off your chest. See if the frontal pelvic bones can gently lift towards the lower ribs so we're not dumping into the lower back. Then reach the prayer up towards the sky, and then prayer to the heart, slicing the right elbow over the other side of the left leg. Hands in prayer again, elbows nice and wide, shoulders down, lengthen through the crown. If you feel pretty steady, you just curl up the back toe, and then you'll straighten the back leg, just like we did with the other side. Radiate energy through the back leg if you can. Then you'll take your gaze towards your front foot, take a calm, confident step forwards. Now bend your legs, lifting the heels, lower the hands to the mat. Fingers face forwards, knees slice to the right, and just stack your left leg on top of your right arm, side crow. Breathe, steady, and then either stepping back or press back chaturanga. Move through Vinyasa or knee back down dog. Settle, calm, steady breath. Okay, next inhalation, raise the right leg up. Now as you exhale, step the right foot forwards for some pyramid pulsations. As you inhale, start to straighten your right leg just as best you can. Feel free to keep the fingertips in the floor. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, start to straighten, pyramid. Exhale, rebend. Shoulders back, heart up. Last time. Now Anjaneyasana. Left hand flat, put the right hand on top of the right foot, physically turn both feet to the right, raise the right arm up next to your ear, that's the inhale. Trace a line along the horizon as you exhale. Inhale, lift the right arm back up, trace a line along the horizon as you exhale. Again, inhale, lift it up, and this time thread it under the left arm, pivot the feet, shift to the back of your mat for pyramid pulsations. Inhale, start to straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the left leg. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Last time, pyramid. And rebend. Now, Anjaneyasana. Turn both feet to the left, raise the left arm up. That's the inhale. Trace a line along the horizon as you exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Trace a line, exhale. Inhale, lift. Now thread it under the right, pivot the feet. We're going to head to warrior two. So turn the right foot forwards, back foot is down. Left arm will pick you up. Now find your warrior two, either heel to heel alignment or heel to middle arch. Feel the energy expand out the arms and up through the crown of the head. Now either taking a half bind like what we did before, or maybe a full bind with the left hand going behind the back and you find your fingers. Also feel free to use a little towel if you're working with this bind. Now everything else about the pose still warrior two. Send the tailbone down and then exhale, release the bind. Now straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in and bring your hands on your waist. Lift the heart on an inhale and then fold towards the earth as you exhale. Now place the hands into the earth, left hand under the face, right hand on top, and then inhale, raise the right arm straight up. So we're in a wide leg forward fold twist. You could take your left hand over towards your right ankle. You could even wrap your right arm behind your back and find the top of your left thigh as an option. Now really feel like you're spiraling through the spine all the way through to the crown of the head, particularly with the exhales. And then when you're ready, just release out of the twist and put your right hand flat and left hand on top, and then you'll inhale, left arm up. Now mirror exactly what you just did on the other side. If you took it to a deeper variation, feel free to do that here. Twisting in this forward fold. When you're ready, slowly reversing the process. Now if you want to practice pressing up to handstand, feel free, press the hands in the floor and lift the heels, float the feet up. If that's not for you, just stay in Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide-legged forward fold. Continue to breathe wherever you are, just stay calm. And then if you're in an inversion, you'll float the feet softly back down. Halfway lift everyone wherever you are. Walk your hands around to your right foot for Trikonasana. So turn the right foot forwards. Make sure the fingers are just underneath the right shoulder on the earth, and then raise the left arm up. And you feel that the torso spirals towards the left. You want to lengthen the right rib cage out of the right hip and fill the space between the shoulder blades. Keep lengthening the crown forwards and stay active through the legs, and reach that left arm diagonally forwards now. Now gaze to your right foot, circle the left hand to the left hip, Ardha Chandrasana. Bend your right leg. As you shift forwards, the left foot floats out of the floor, and the left foot is flexed, almost like you're doing a karate kick. Stack the left shoulder on top of the right, and if you can, raise the left arm up. Perhaps bend the left leg, reach back and grab over the top of the foot, and bring the heel to the butt for a quad stretch like we did with that frog pose variation. Maybe kick the foot back behind you for Shavasana. Now, a lot of people I see take the foot above, almost like a dancer's pose, but try not to do it here. Let the bow happen behind you instead of above you. Now reverse the process, come back to Ardha Chandrasana, and then circle the hands to the floor. Standing splits pulsation. On the exhale, you bend your legs. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Just as like a brief counter pose. Now straighten, and this time thread the left knee in towards the chest as you come up to stand. Now you could either stay with the leg bent and the right hand goes to the outside of the left knee, or you reach and grab the outside of the left foot. Thumb can go in the hip crease just to remind yourself of that hip, or you could raise the left arm up and then reach the left hand back. Standing balancing twist. Eventually the gaze starts to head towards the thumb. Very tricky. Raise the left arm up, then the right arm. Press down through your right foot, lift the left leg nice and high, and then via a brief warrior 3, just bring the hands to prayer at the heart. See if you can keep that heel roughly in line with the hip, and then take the hands to the earth for a jump switch. Now with a jump switch, maybe it's going to just look like a little hop, maybe 1, 2, or 3 hops, but what we want to do is switch the legs in the air eventually, and lowering the left foot down between the hands, and then stepping the right foot back in a lunge. So all we did was just switch the legs so the left foot could land between the hands. Now, grab the big toe for either full Vinyasa or just head to straight up side plank. So do your variation of side plank, stacking left foot on top of the right, or just hold the big toe. Then drip those left toes just behind the right knee, Vinyasa. Here we are, koundinyasana A. Slice the left knee across to the right upper arm. Shift forwards, bend the arms like chaturanga. See if you can float the back foot up. And then chaturanga. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So koundinyasana A from a dynamic entry. Pretty tricky. Feel free to rewind it and have another go. Okay, shift forwards into plank. Chaturanga all the way to the earth. Now, interlacing the fingers again, this time bending the legs, reach the knuckles back, lift the head and chest, and see if you can lift the thighs up off the earth a bit. Then extend the legs back, Shavasana variation, release the hands next to the lower ribs, press the hands on the tops of the feet down, inhale, rise upward facing dog, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Okay, let's do all that fun stuff on the other side. Next inhalation, you'll slowly raise the left leg up. Exhale, step it through for pyramid pulsation. Inhale, start to straighten the left leg, pyramid. Exhale, rebend left leg. Again, inhale, start to straighten. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. Exhale, rebend, shoulders down, heart up. Last one, just go with what your body allows. Anjaneyasana, turn both feet to the left, raise the left arm up, that's the inhale. Trace a line along the horizon, exhale. Inhale, lift, feel the right hip want to lift with it. Exhale, trace a line. Inhale, lift, this time thread it under the right, pivot the feet, shift to the back of the mat for your pyramid pulsation. Inhale, start to straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the right leg. Inhale, start to straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale. Exhale. Now Anjaneyasana. Turn both feet to the right. Raise the right arm up. Trace a line along the horizon as you exhale. Go with the breath. Inhale. Trace a line. Exhale. Last one. Thread it under the left arm as you pivot the feet, shifting back to the front for warrior two. Right arm will pick you up. Get nice and steady, get your alignment in about the first breath if you can, and then just settle in. Feeling that expansive quality. Now either half bind like what we did before, so the left hand is going to pat yourself on the back. Right hand might reach around and see if you can find your fingers, or grab your towel if you're working with it. So either Gomukhasana arms, or just work with the half bind. I usually like to do a lot of shoulder opening in my practices, just as someone that's had tight shoulders for years. I just got to constantly stay with it. Okay, the next exhalation, free that bind of the arms, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the left toes in, and then bring hands on waist. Lift the heart, inhale, and then fold, exhale. Prasarita Padottanasana. Now you could just stay here, or if you want to play with an inversion into tripod headstand, walk your hands through, hug your elbows in, press the hands down as the top of the head releases into the mat, and float your feet up off the earth. Now playing with side crow entry just from here. We did side crow before, but if you want to have a go, tuck the knees into the chest and slice the left leg across to the right arm. See if you can pick the crown of the head up, side crow, and then you place the head back down, lift the legs back up, keep the legs glued together, bring the knees to the chest, and then slice the right leg across towards the left arm. Keep the knees glued together, see if you can pick the crown of the head up. Place the head back down and then press back up to tripod. And then straddle the legs slowly and lower the feet down. That's tricky stuff. And when you're ready, halfway lift. Walk your hands around to your left foot. Trikonasana. Left fingertips land on the floor under the shoulder. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the left rib cage out of that left hip. Make sure the right rib cage is nice and soft into the body. Shoulders melt down the back, crown extends forwards. And then as you exhale, reach that right arm diagonally forwards. Then take your gaze to your left foot, circle your right hand to your right hip. Ardha Chandrasana, bend your left leg. Take that right leg up and float it so the heel is in line with your hip. Stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Raise the right arm up. Maybe bend the right leg if you did it on the other side and bring the heel towards the butt for a quad stretch. Then if you can, kick the foot back behind you for Shavasana. So remember I said the bow happens behind you, not above you. Eventually the gaze goes up as well, but I'm not quite there. I find it especially tricky on this leg. And then reverse the process, come back to Ardha Chandrasana, and then circle your right hand to the floor, standing splits pulsation. Bend the leg on the exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend both legs, just as a brief counter. Bend both legs. This time, straighten it out. Hug your right knee in towards your chest as you come up to stand. Cradle your right leg. Either keep the leg bent and take the left hand to the outside of the leg, right hand into the lumbar, or reach and grab the little toe side of your right foot. Try to extend your right leg and then reach the right arm back. Balance, steady, calm. I find it tricky doing it here because of the waves. I can't focus on the waves moving. It's very tricky for me. Managed to hold it today though. Then raise both arms up next to your ear. Raise your leg up nice and high. Energize that right leg. And then sweep it behind you for warrior three. Just brief transition. Okay, hands go to the earth. Here's that jump switch again. So maybe it's one hop. Maybe it's two hops. Maybe you catch some air time. Maybe you don't even bother hopping and you just switch your legs. That's okay. Whatever you need to do. If you can, it's an L-shaped handstand. Switch. You'll bring your right foot between your hands. Your left foot lands back in a lunge. Okay? Then you're going to grab your big toe for full Vashisthasana again, or you're just stacking right foot on top of left. Okay, so your variation of side plank, whatever you're working on. Then drip those right toes behind the left leg. Reach the right arm forwards. Circle it down. Here it comes. Koundinyasana A. Slice the leg across. Try to get above the left elbow. Bend the arms like chaturanga. Float the legs up. And then shoot the legs back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, settle. Lower the knees to the earth again. Okay, so either sticking what we did before, the quadricep waking up one, or you could keep the hands at the sacrum doing the supported Ustrasana variation we did before, or maybe you're ready to take it to full Ustrasana now. You could take the arms back one at a time with a pulsation as well. So I like to inhale, reach one arm back with the other hand at the sacrum, and the exhale to come back to neutral. So you could try that, or just do what works for your spine today, or what your energy is kind of feeling today. If you feel like coming to full Ustrasana, take the hands back to rest on top of the soles of the feet. Now, I like to really lengthen the crown of my head back. I know some people like to just drop their head back, but I prefer to keep the support of my head. I just really want to go for length. Okay, whenever you're ready to come out, no rush. You'll just bring the hands on the sacrum and slowly come back to your neutral position. Now you're going to sit on the heels, close down the eyes, rest the hands on the thighs. Really just absorb the experience of the back bend. Just don't make any sudden movements after deep back bends. Just always come to neutral first. Okay, then when you're ready, gently open the eyes. Inhale, open the heart to the sky. Bow to the earth, place the hands next to the knees. Then straighten the arms, hug the knees into the chest as you work towards straightening the legs a bit more, and release to the earth. We'll do it twice more. Lolasana Vinyasa. Exhale, bow to the earth. Hands next to the knees. Straighten the arms. Inhale, bring the knees towards the chest. Round your upper back, lift your butt. Release back down. Last time. Inhale, open the heart. It's a good counter pose after Ustrasana. Exhale, bow. Straighten the arms. Bring the knees up into the chest. Dome your upper back. And release. Open the heart to the sky. Anahatasana. Last time. Hips are above the knees. Feel free to do the pulsation again. It feels pretty good after Ustrasana. On the exhale is to melt the heart, chin or forehead to the earth. Now, feel free to absolutely stay here, okay? No problem to stay here. But if you want to work with the second round of Dolphin pincha, this is it. So you'll shift forwards. Shoulders might come above the elbows. Biceps are active, inner elbows are grounded. Breathe into the upper back, relax your head, curl up your toes and straighten your legs. Walk the feet in. Melt the heels down like you do with downward dog, dolphin pose. Now you could stay here or start to walk the feet in a little bit more. Maybe walk the right foot in a bit more and raise the left leg up. See if you can pick the right foot up. Remember, there's no major kicking. You've got to stay in control, calm control of the practice. Eventually pincha mayurasana. Just keep the breath calm. Reach the feet up, pull the belly and the ribs in, send the butt towards the heels. And then slowly start to make your way back to dolphin pose if you left it. Then make your way back to forearm plank. Everyone activate your core, one breath. Sphinx pose. Okay, next exhalation, release down to the earth. Get ready for Dhanurasana, bow pose. Bend your legs, reach back, grab the outsides of the ankles, and then on the inhale, kick the legs back to lift the chest. Kick your legs back. Use the inhales to lift the chest a little bit higher. Keep breathing. Keep lifting. Keep kicking the legs back. Stay calm in the face. Maybe even gently smile. Yoga's so awesome. And then on the exhalation, you could gently release. Take the hands in prayer above the crown of the head. Take pranam, full body surrender to the earth. And slide the hands back to the lower ribs and choose to rise. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Coming down onto the floor. So when you're ready, you're just going to calmly lower your knees. Make your way back. Hands on thighs. Open the heart towards the sky. And you're just going to bow out that wave of the practice. Bowing towards the earth. Back up, just swivel the legs to the side and extend them in front of you. Paschimottanasana. Now lengthen the spine, extend the legs, inhale, raise the arms up, feel the outer arms hug in, feel the belly pull in and then dive forwards. Grab whatever's available, it could be just the shins or it could be your towel, it could be your feet. But try not to crunch up in tension around the shoulders. Try to also relax the jaw and facial muscles. Let the breath just guide you deeper into this pose. For me, this pose is more about surrender, just really just going with the exhalations, finding the extension. It's almost like my heart is trying to touch my feet. Breathe into the lower back. Breathe space into the back of the legs. Slowly make your way back. Now, bend your legs, place your feet flat, and then put the right ankle over the top of the left knee, like a figure 4 shape. Flex your right foot. Make sure the fingers are facing the same direction as the toes of the front foot. And then inhale, lift the hips up. So it's like a figure 4 reverse tabletop. Now, lengthen the back of the neck all the way through to the crown. And on the exhalation, release your hips down. Take your right foot to the left and either tuck your left heel into the right for a seated twist, or you can extend your left leg straight out in front. So if your hip's not grounded, just extend your leg. Raise your left arm up and then take it across the other side of your right leg for your seated twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Now if you want to take any binds, we've been working with the shoulders a bit, you can feel free to do that. Or just take your favorite variation of the twist, so whatever you're working on. I've been really trying to work on opening my shoulders lately, so I've been playing with some of the binds. Make sure you just keep on lifting through the spine, all the way up through the crown, so try not to collapse at all. And slowly reverse the process, and on an exhalation briefly de-rotate to the other side. Okay, then just make your way back to that reverse tabletop figure 4, this time with the left ankle on top of the right knee, fingers face forwards, press into the hands and the right foot, and on an inhalation lift the hips up. Exhalation, gently lower the hips, take the left foot over to the right side, either tuck the right heel in towards the left hip or extend the right leg. Either keep hugging that left leg with the right arm or take the right arm up, pull the belly in and possibly take it over the other side of the leg. Ardha Matsyendrasana, keep working with the same variation you did on the other side. The shoulders want to soften down, the crown wants to lift up. And it feels like you're twisting from the area of the kidney, so right at the lower back. Starting to gradually reverse the process. On the next exhalation, briefly de-rotate to the other side. Okay, uncross the legs and just shuffle forwards a little bit, reaching the arms through the legs. I want you to come down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. So engage the core on the way down. Try to resist gravity. Go slow, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down to the mat. And give your knees a little bit of a squeeze in if you like. And we'll set up for bridge pose. So fingertips just about to touch the heels, feet at hip distance. You want to press down through your feet and lift from the outer hips. Now you can place the hands towards the upper buttocks and just kind of imagine the upper buttocks going down towards the back of the knees. You could physically move the upper butt down towards the back of the knees like we did with camel. You can interlace the fingers underneath you as an option as well. Setu Bandhasana bridge. If you want to stay here, feel free. If you want to come with deeper variations like wheel, take the fingers underneath the shoulders, press up onto the top of the head, hug the outer arms in and straighten the arms, work towards Urdhva Dhanurasana. Continue to breathe nice and calmly. Remember, this whole practice is like a moving meditation. Now when you're ready to come out, if you're in wheel, tuck the chin towards the chest. Slowly roll the spine back down onto the mat. Let the knees knock together. Keep the feet just flat on the floor. We're going to do another set. Okay, make your way back to bridge pose. Either stay in bridge, or if you're coming into another wheel, take the fingertips underneath the shoulders, press back up onto the crown of the head. Get everything ready. It's like you're plugging your shins in towards your elbows and your elbows towards your shins. Continue to breathe. Let the head just be relaxed. Okay, as an option, come onto the crown of the head and then press back up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Just a few more breaths. And then when you're ready to come out, tuck chin towards chest, slowly release spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down to your mat. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees knock open wide. Bring the left hand on the heart, the right hand on your stomach. Finding that neutral spine again after the back bending experience. Okay, now that everything feels fairly calm again, just going to take it to the final twists of the practice. So bring the knees back together, take the arms out by the sides and just drop both knees to the right. As an option, you can put the right ankle on top of the left knee, so right ankle on top of left knee, and that right foot is kind of flexed. Just moves the stretch into a slightly different area, so you still get it down the side body, but you also get it a bit into the hip. Is really deep, smooth. Jaw is relaxed. Slowly come back to center and just set it up for the other side. So mirror exactly what you did. So if you did the ankle to knee, make sure it's left ankle on top of right knee now. It's the right rib cage, nice and relaxed. Right shoulder, nice and relaxed. Also the jaw, calm, relaxed. All the facial muscles just soft. Breath really deep, really really smooth. Okay, then when you're ready, start to make your way back. You can give the knees a brief little squeeze in again. Feel free to just knees to the outer ribs is fine, or if you want to take happy baby pose, you can reach up and grab the outsides of the feet. And that's with the arms on the insides of the legs. Some people like to grab their big toes. There's lots of variations for this. You might just want to hug the back of your legs. That's also an option. But try to release the sacrum down. Try to relax the shoulders down. Lengthen back through the crown. Breathe, nice calm breaths, and feel this very slight cobra action in your chest. It's like the chest wants to expand. When you're ready, you will find your way towards Shavasana. Making any last minute movements, get those done. And then when you arrive in Shavasana, you really want to just think of the palms facing the sky in that gesture of receptivity. So we're open to receive the benefits of our practice, of all our efforts, and perhaps you're tuning into this spaciousness in the spine from all the twisting, or maybe it's this feeling of heat that's being generated from the twisting as well. It really stimulates the Agni, the digestive fire, activating the Samana Vayu around the navel center as well. So now just let everything be heavy. Legs heavy, hips heavy, spine neutral, arms heavy, all the way down to the hands and fingers. Just let those shoulders relax. Neck feels nice and spacious. Crown of the head gently lengthens back. And again, all those facial muscles nice and soft. Shavasana. Feel free to stay longer as you need to and just continue your rest or meditation. When you're ready, you can stretch your arms up above your head, roll off onto your right side. Just be there for a couple of breaths, resting your heart. Slowly, keeping this nice quality of calm, make your way back to a comfortable seat. So your spine will be uplifted. Feel free to sit on a cushion or anything that makes you more comfortable. Really just acknowledge the time and space you created for yourself in your practice as you bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Really thankful for this ability to be able to move, to be able to breathe, to be able to just be here and experience the body, mind and breath connection. And when you're ready, take the hands behind your back, grabbing the left wrist with the right hand and bow. Bowing out the practice. When you're ready, make your way back